been an ROH fan for close to, it's sad to say, about 15 years now. That's when you realize when you're getting older, when you say things like 15 years, like 07, 08, seeing shows at the Hammerstein Ballroom. And the faces and the names of ROH change, but it's always been just great in-ring action, performers who are cool to the fans, cool with the fans and all that. And you both are long-standing ROH guys, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing to me. So what is it that keeps you with ROH besides the things I've said?
Caprice?
Oh, I thought, hey, you've been there long. I thought you was going to jump on it. With me, man, it's the opportunity that I had with Ring of Honor. I guess like Kenny, we've all had opportunity other places and all. Ring of Honor has just always been a place that never lied to me. Everything they've told me, they've done, you know, and that's good, bad, or indifferent. But like you have other places that'll tell you something, then when you look at the fine print, it's really something else, or, you know, it's not guaranteed or whatever like that. Ring of Honor has just always been a place that they've been straightforward with me. They've never like took me along for a ride or something like that. And they've always been straightforward with me. And that's really all you can ask for.
I think that there's a few reasons. I think that the brand itself has a connotation, right? Ring of Honor, it has a connotation of the best wrestlers, the best wrestling, the most electrifying fans. And when I was a young wrestler, before I really even knew what Ring of Honor was about, I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of that. Whatever that Ring of Honor mystique was, I wanted to be a part of it. And having been other places and having chosen to come back, the other thing that I want to think about is, you know, a lot of other companies, not just wrestling companies, but companies, if you work at the post office or you work in food, a lot of companies claim to be a family, but, you know, Ring of Honor actually is a family. And, you know, like Caprice said, good, bad, or indifferent, like everybody's got good families, good times and bad times and ups and downs with their family. But at the end of the day, your family does have your back. And I think that that's what's dope about Ring of Honor is that once you're in, you are family.
Yeah, not a lot of scandals like Ring of Honor or any scandals I can think of that get out. It seems like people get along, which as a fan, you sometimes get a little suspicious about, like, why is everyone getting along? Why are no things leaking? It just seems like a great place to work. And like you just said, it's a family-like atmosphere.
Well, I think with a family-like atmosphere, one thing that adds to that is everybody wants to see everybody do good and everybody do better. And so we are able to be open with each other. If we see something that's not right, we are close enough to be able to approach each other and say something and be able to handle it. And then our goal is to put out the best material out there and to be the best. And so if everybody has that same thing in mind, everybody's trying to be the best. So it's not like, oh, let me do this over here, let me do this over here to make this person look that way. Everybody wants to be able to produce the best product.
To that point, also, I just want to add one thing. No, it's all right. I think that also, and I think Caprice can attest to it, the locker room has a way of weeding itself out. The locker room is almost a living thing. And if you think about who's been in Ring of Honor in that locker room, it's literally the who's of all wrestling. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's been so many, you know, people that, oh my God, bring so-and-so in the Ring of Honor. And that person was there for a cup of coffee because either they didn't fit the style or they didn't fit the locker room. So it is a testament to what you said, is that you don't hear too much stories about beef in the locker room, because I think the locker room chooses itself, and the company's kind of expelled most of the cancer that's come its way.
Yeah, what I was getting at is, I think it came out today or yesterday that tapings are going to be resuming in, is it Baltimore?
Yes.
Can we?
Which is an exciting thing. In other companies, there's always been buzzing about what's going to happen, nothing. It's just kind of like everything went quiet a little bit with Ring of Honor. And then the podcast kind of came out, which gave a lot of people the opportunity to speak. And then you announced it's coming back. Whereas, again, other companies are like, I think this might be happening. So it sounds like kind of by design that Ring of Honor is just going, we'll tell you when there's something.
Well, I think that is a testament to the office and management they wanted to make sure it was absolutely safe.
Yeah.
They did not want to take any chances with not only talent, any of the production crew. So it has been, in my opinion, they've been safety over everything. And then, when the locker room was at the point like, all right, we got to get back to work, then they were finally like, okay, guys, we agree. And I think it's just all for the best. I think it was calculated. It was safe. It was very well done.
And it put us in a perspective to where we realized to them, we were people, we were individuals and not numbers on a salary or on a totem pole that needed to be adjusted to continue to run. They were like, hey, let's look at these people. Let's take care of our people. Let's take care of their health and make sure that everything is in the right perspective before we move forward. And they literally put that in their forefront before everything else. And it was proven to us during this long month layoff that we had that they've continued to keep their word to take care of us during this pandemic.
Right. We are definitely in an unprecedented time, to kind of use the cliche that you hear in every stupid commercial right now. In this unprecedented time and all that, it's kind of like we get problem after problem after problem. We're kind of waiting to see, like, can it get even crazier or even worse?
Don't ask that.
Now, I'm speaking to two guys that seem like they're okay, that they've worked through things, that they're level-headed and all that. Do I have that correct? That I'm speaking with two guys who are fine, aside from all the chaos that's going on around them?
I think once you live life, especially as an entertainer, after you get to a point, some things just don't surprise you anymore. And you learn how to flow. You learn how to, you've seen it before, you've done it before. And if you don't, I think the best thing you could have at this time is access to communication of what's going on. And as long as you have access to what's going on, you listen to people that are smarter than you to do what they tell you to do to get through what you need to get through. And that's just it. If it's not your realm or profession that you're in, it's somebody that you trust in that realm is telling you the right thing to do, you do it until the next thing comes along.
Yeah, I think also you're also just looking at two fathers too. We have families and children that we have to kind of be accountable for, and we have to be level-headed and stable for them. So there's all kinds of craziness going on, and I wake up every day and I look at my phone and I put it down and I shake my head and I talk to God for a little bit, and I just hope that we, me and mine make it through the day, and that's kind of the best. That's the best you can hope for.
Right. Now, Kenny, you just left a class. Still looking awesome. Caprice, you don't have a crazy beard or anything. Did you have a little while during this where you had a crazy beard?
Well, I'm a self-barber, so I'm able to kind of play with my hair a little bit, just kind of do things. Even now, like with my hair now, I'm just kind of messing with the box mohawk type thing. Yeah. So I'm always, hold on 1 second. I totally apologize.
Take your time, man.
I apologize.
You're doing me the favor in speaking to me. So I'll take
Way to go, Caprice.
Am I getting you from Charlotte as well, Kenny?
No, I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, what is it about wrestlers? Totally sidebar. Wrestlers living in Vegas. It seems like 1 out of every 3 I speak with live in Vegas.
Really? Who? I thought that was Tampa. Who are the only people that I know that live here is myself, TJ, Cobb, and Ambrose.
Willie Mack is there.
Oh, Willie is there. Aries is here. Chris Bay is here. Okay.
RVD.
Oh yeah. Well, damn. Well, now that you say it like that.
Disco. You just said Chris Bay. Yeah, he's there as well. Caprice, have you ever thought about moving to Vegas?
Man, I'm happy, man. Good gracious. I know. I've been waiting. It's just how it works, man. You wait for Amazon to drop something off, and all you need to do is get busy, and then they knock on your door.
Totally.
So, yeah. So that's it.
Totally. I was just asking Kenny about how so many wrestlers live in Vegas. It's all Tampa or Vegas or Austin, it seems right now, that nobody's really in New York. No one's in LA.
No, well, there's good reason for that. Vegas is a decently priced place to live now. A lot of the LAians, I call them the LA aliens, are coming here and and driving our value up, and making things a little less nice to live. But it's a, if you turn your back to the Strip, it's like living anywhere else. There's gas stations, Walmart, schools, parks. You just have to make life decisions when you go to the grocery store, whether you're going to get groceries or going to play the slot machine. That's all.
Yeah, pros and cons there, Caprice. I think that what we've just touched upon before is we all get Amazon packages all the time that kind of interrupt the day that we have to wait around for. We're all kind of looking around at kind of realizing that all the big cities all have the same kind of things. It's no longer like New York is Broadway and LA is movies. Now all the movies are in Atlanta. all the Broadway shows are touring every other city. So it used to be that with Ring of Honor, in my opinion, that you'd kind of wait to see the big thing that was going to be happening in New York. Not the case anymore. The Best of the World is not the show-stopping show it once was.
Yeah, I think what happened is, the bigger our brand has become, the more places and platforms we were able to reach and make an impact. And then when we get there, we have enough audience and fan following to fill the houses to continue to do so, and that speaks a lot, because our big show, it is normally like, Final Battle, and a lot of times it's held in New York, but we have a lot of big shows and pay-per-views, and when we do them, they're bangers, man, and those bangers continue to come to where you can't look, oh, this show is going to be a good one. Oh, no, this is the one you got to wait for. Is when you catch one in between, you're like, oh, shoot, that was awesome, and that's just the product that we have, man. I truly believe we have the best athletes on the planet, and when you're looking for wrestling, it's where you turn to. And if you used to seeing entertainment and you turn us to see wrestling, it's going to open your eyes.
For sure. And Honor Club keeps growing and growing. Have either of you been filming anything for Honor Club as of late that you can reveal?
I don't have anything going. I think the roundtable was the last thing I had. Caprice, you have anything?
They're continuing the roundtable thing. We have a draft coming out where it's like Riccaboni, Todd Sinclair, and Bobby Cruz and and we're like doing the all-time Ring of Honor draft type thing that's supposed to come out, where we like draft our own roster just thing. And then they're continuing the round table. Just little things like that. Nothing, not my own show, my own personal pulpit or whatever. So.
Yeah, pulpits are pulpits right there. So putting you both on the spot here, besides yourselves, who's the most underrated person on the current Ring of Honor roster?
Kenny King, man. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. A lot of them, man. That's a hard question to ask, because you would almost be asking, you have to put them in different genres as far as like wrestlers, high flyer, grapplers, entertainers, because we have them all now. And if you think about one of the greatest wrestlers right now we have, you automatically say Jay Luther, but Jonathan Gresham, my God, he's somebody that he has so many styles under his belt, man, that they have the Pure Wrestling tournament coming up, and he just almost looks like he automatically just has his name all over it, It's so many guys, man, I don't know. Flip Gordon is showing himself strong. And I believe now with the new movement around Brody King, oh my God, Brody King is on a new warpath, to where he's used to being in a group to where he's coming out kind of doing his own thing now. And so it's a lot of them, man. And I think the further along we go, the more you see the talent that just kind of come. It's always there, but the opportunity for them to shine just continues to grow more and more.
I'm going to put my money squarely on Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gresham, when you watch Jonathan Gresham, I think the only thing to describe Jonathan Gresham is literally poetry in motion.
Yeah.
He is no wasted movement. His transitions, his prowess, the way that he can use his size or your size against you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the ring with this firsthand, and have been thought that I had him and didn't have him.
Yeah.
He's he's probably, if I mean, I don't say this as a knock, but if he was, 6 or 7 inches taller, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about him being underrated. But because unfortunately of his size, and I think that's what makes him so great, is that he's learned to say, okay, you think I'm some way because of the house of my size? Watch this. So.
Yeah, and if you watch that match, one of my favorite matches he has with Jay Lethal at the Craft. What's the name of it? The Craft.
Masters of the Craft. Yeah.
Oh my God! It's just, you could just sit back and grab a notebook and just take notes.
Yeah, when two people both say that somebody is underrated, clearly we know that there's a lot to come from them, that's a big deal right there. So I appreciate the honesty of that whole answer. So aside from what we've spoken about with Ring of Honor, are there any outside projects that either of you would like to talk about or plug, or any causes that in general people should be looking into?
Wow. Do I have any outside? I don't have any outside projects going right now. I think once it was decided that we were going back to work, I threw everything into going back to work and being right. I just was out doing boxing training with Jeff Mayweather. So it's a thing where I want everything. I want to come back and I want to focus literally my entire everything on coming back, because this is our first, people haven't seen us. It'll be 5 months now. So my focus is just giving the fans the best version of myself that they can have.
Just Jeff Mayweather. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, I'm answering.
Oh yeah. No. Floyd was busy today,
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, Floyd was busy today. But
I just got Jeff.
No real projects. I have a organization I'm part of called Premier Christian Events, and we do like fundraisers for like less fortunate kids and all. We just finished a big one where we have gotten new shoes for a lot of the kids starting school, but school is kind of shaky here, how they're starting it. And also we've been delivering those and just waiting for the next event. And all now, the next event is going to be a concert, but we're trying to figure out if we're still able to, do that. And we have other things that we're putting on. So a lot of things are, trying to find a way to do things virtually now because of the pandemic. And then, it's kind of tentatively if we're able to do this, if we're able to do that. And then a lot of times, I've seen you can open the doors and you want people to come, but then you might be scared if too many come.
Right.
So it's a time where, that kind of stuff is touchy.
It sounds like everybody's learning how to do their job again. Now, both of you are in the same profession where it can't be done virtually per se. You have to still look the best that you do. Now, Kenny has mentioned that he was doing some boxing training before. Has your fitness or how you're training at all changed in the last 5 months otherwise?
Yes, because I wasn't doing any. I mean, I think it was in the beginning. I don't think anybody really knew how long it was going to go. So it was like, all right, they closed the gyms, but I'm still going to do some workouts outside. I'm still going to do this. And then 30 days went to 45 days, and 45 went to 60. And then after 60 kind of went to Groundhog Day, and I didn't know what day it was or what, where I was half the time. And then, I was just like, oh, I'm just going to eat this because it looks good and I've got nothing else to do. But, at some point you kind of have to say, okay, I do have to get back. Whenever I do have to go back to work, I got to get myself back right. But it's fun, to be able to kind of say, forget it and do nothing for a while.
It's kind of dope to know the stuff that Kenny King is part of too, because when he says he's training, like he's into boxing. I visited him one time. He was trying to get me to do like hot yoga. Like he's like into like a lot of great stuff. With me, I've changed a lot because I'm really not looking forward to getting back into a gym anytime soon. And so I have a lot of free weights at my house, dumbbells, and I have the resistance bands. I have suspension trainers, and I've taken up running, man. I've never been a runner. You know, I've always done like HIIT cardio or whatever like that in the gym. And my neighbor would see me working out on my porch, and I would see him getting ready for a run, and it was like, man, I'm work out with you one day. And he was like, man, I was like, I want to run with you one day. He was like, man, I want to work out with you. And we kind of switched it out to where he was out of shape enough to teach me how to run. And now I run like more than 10 miles a week, you know, just on the regular. And then I got my bike here to where I'm even in Amazon now. I got a new bike seat because I'm starting to ride my bike more and get that in. And it's kind of like enjoying the outdoors when you're out there and just kind of, you know, running straight and getting it in that way. And it's been fun to me because I would have never picked up running the way I've tried it before. And I've always, like, even in high school, I would get A's on everything else. But when it was time to run that mile or 2 miles, I always got an F. You know, and I got so good, I got good enough to the point that I had to go home for something last month. And when I went home to do it, I brought my like gym clothes just so I can go to my old high school and run that mile around the lap. And I did it. Yeah, I sure did it too.
Wow. So no DDPY?
I didn't. What'd you say, Kenny?
How is that on your knees? How is that on your knees?
Now here, right? Because here, that was my problem in the past because I would try to run and I had knee problems. Of course, everybody knows about. But what happened was, like I said, the guy that I run with, he was out of shape enough to where I kind of eased into it. We would start off, we would walk like 10 miles a day, just walking, you know, and then we went from walking to we would walk, and then we'll walk fast, walk. Then we'll walk fast, jog, walk, and we just kind of eased ourselves into it to eventually when I was running, my knees had already built up enough, I don't know, to do it. And then I'm big on like vitamins like glucosamine and chondroitin, you know, as well. But honestly, I believe the way that I was eased into it, it gave my knees, instead of just running straight pound, 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 and not knowing how to run, and him being able to teach me how to run and stuff like that, I don't have it. My knees are actually stronger. Well, you asked the question, and Kenny did too, but I jumped to Kenny because of his habit. But what was you saying?
You mentioned hot yoga. I was curious if DDPY ever fell into that mix.
I've never. I actually, man, it's funny because I talked to Dallas a few times on the cruise about, you know, because I've been into Bikram yoga now going on maybe like 15 years, I think now. But we kind of talked about the differences, and he had asked me a few times to come out and try it. But you know, his classes were always at like 7 a.m. and on the Jericho cruise, I was not waking up at 7 a.m. So I always miss the DDP yoga. But my friends that have I've talked to some people, Austin Aries, TJP. These are people that I know have done Bikram yoga and DDP yoga, and they say that, you know, they're both. They're obviously aimed at different things, but both very, very good.
Cool. Well, if either you want, I'll set you up with Dallas. We'll take that one off thread. But the last question I have for both of you is, any last words for the kids?
What kids? Any kids? Just kids? Any kids?
The kids that we think might be watching it, and keep in mind that, you know, Ring of Honor fans, they could be 8 and they could be 80.
Okay. 80-year-old kids. Well, now here, one advice I would give is of course follow your dream, but instead of just following your dream, I would say follow through with your dream and have resolve with whatever you set up, because there's a lot of people that they're following their dreams, but as soon as, you know, things get hard, they're like, maybe this isn't cut out for me. So I would challenge you to have resolve to where if you really want to do something, you stick it out in the hard times enough to see if it's really what you want to do, and you're not just putting it down because it's hard. Because I can say, by the grace of God, I'm living my dream. I'm in my dream job, working for a dream company, you know, and it didn't come overnight. You know, I got signed when I was like over 35 years old, you know, but I was able to stick with it and go through the no's and get the yeses and all, and stay with it to where, you know, something happened. You know what I'm saying? And there were plenty of times where I could have given up or whatever, but then in the back of my head, the what if factor would have happened. The last thing you want to have is be 50 years old with a what if factor, you know, play it all the way out, go 100% with it, and then see what happens there.
Anything to add, Kenny?
I mean, dang, that was inspirational. I feel like I could do anything now. Just to add to that, you know, Caprice, I mean, that was very well said. I would just say, just add a few things. Like, one, you never know how close you are to your big yes, right? So many people give up at their no's, and in life, unfortunately, life is made up of no's. A lot of no's and then the big yeses, and you got to hear those no's in order to build up to that big yes. And a lot of people quit right before they hear that big yes because the no's get to be too much. You know, persevere. And I think the other thing that I can say directly from my career that I always tell people in any career, always bet on yourself. If you know you're good at what you do, and you know that you're worth a certain amount, don't ever let anybody give you less than what you're worth. If so, you take your talents to go bet on yourself. Because if you bet on yourself and you're as good as you say, you'll get what you deserve.
Wow, that's even more inspirational. And Kenny, before I let you go, when I was talking to TJP yesterday and I said, what's your favorite restaurant in New York? He said, it's this place that me and Kenny always go to, this Korean place. I can't think of the name. Oh, man. Do you know what the name of that Korean restaurant is?
No, because he gets on my nerves because I call him every time I'm there. I'm like, hey, man, do you remember? He's like, no, I don't remember, but it's over there. It's not too, man, it's uptown. No, I'm sorry, it's not uptown. It's downtown, but it's not quite the garment district. It's such a good, I mean, it's like a 24-hour Korean restaurant. I think it was me, TJ, MVP, and Abyss, like stumbled upon there one time. And then we ate there like 3 days in a row when we were doing tapings. But nobody, not MVP, not Abyss. I almost don't even think it was a real thing. I think we just imagined it because nobody knows the name of this restaurant.
It's called the Oasis, right?
I think so, right? I think so.
Well, the mystery continues. I'll take some photos of some restaurants. I'll tag them on social media and say, is this it? Is this it? But thank you both so much for your time here. Looking forward to seeing you both when you're back in New York and on TV and all that. But keep up the greatness.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Paltrocast.